Hey everyone, welcome back. Why the Polestar 2 proves that electric vehicles are here to stay. The Polestar 2, not a Tesla, but a Polestar. So with a host of thoughtful features and practical functions, the Polestar 2 proves that the future is indeed electric, and that's perfectly okay. Minimalistic design coupled with powerful performance, the Polestar 2 propels the driving experience into the zero-emission future. From the front LED fog lights with cornering functions to frameless mirrors, every detail of the Polestar 2 is designed to be quietly distinctive. So in more than one ways, the Polestar 2 delivers performance on a whole new level. That's not to say that it's entirely dissimilar experience from another EV or electric vehicle, but there are subtle refinements which simply make every moment behind the wheel easier and safer without actually turning into some autopiloted ride where you're merely the passenger. So what does it make the shift to a sustainable future more engaging? So what we like so far about the Polestar. This is from most experience of people who are buying this vehicle. Combining the styling of a sedan with the practicality of a hatchback, Polestar 2 is an electric vehicle that avoids the stereotypical EV aesthetic pitfalls of falling somewhere between the spectrum of toy car and sports car. With the raised seat and height of a crossover, the Polestar 2 is a remarkable pleasant drive, combining the sportiness of our favorite cars, the Porsche Macan compact SUV. And as we know, Polestar is targeting Porsche Macan and the Porsche Cayenne with the new Polestar 3 and Polestar 4. They're not just targeting Porsche with these iconic vehicles that are yet to be unveiled, but they're targeting Porsche in the terms of majority of their electric vehicles. Polestar 2 enjoys the minimalistic interior of a Tesla with a spacious and appeal of a hatchback. So we know that Polestar was once under the Volvo brand. They were actually a racing team at first, then they turned into a performance division, tuning Volvo vehicles. It was only quite recently that Volvo and Geely decided to turn the Polestar brand into an all-electric EV brand. So recently we've seen Polestar unveiling super futuristic models of a Polestar Roadster, the Polestar 02. So if you're ever wondering where do Polestar get these amazing design and ideas from? Well, it's because it's already been integrated into their company since birth. They've always been a performance and racing car brand. It's only now that they're getting the opportunity to show the world what they're capable of doing, which is good. Now, to be honest, Polestar 2 is slightly more expensive than the Tesla Model 3. Any comparison between the two simply boils down to the pure reference, as the paper technical specifications don't really translate accurately to real-world conditions, with both models roughly equals in terms of range per kilowatt per hour, speed, and if you really want to get down to it, the Polestar 2 actually beats the Tesla Model 3 in terms of agility. It makes for tighter turns and storage space. And I'm not surprised. When it comes to drivability, I'm not surprised that the Polestar vehicles can beat Tesla. Because Polestar is a new type of Volvo. And Volvo has always made some of the best cars in the world, some of the safest cars in the world. And Polestar has a history of being a racing team. So with that being said, it doesn't surprise me that their cars drive incredibly well and perhaps even better than Tesla. If you think about it, Polestar has been racing cars a lot longer before Tesla was even invented. Polestar was actually created in 1996. That's a long time before Tesla was actually created. However, storage space on the other hand, I can't argue about because the storage space in the Polestar 2 is quite limited in the front trunk. However, in the rear boot of the car, there's plenty of space to compete with the Polestar Model 3. So what we know so far is obviously because Polestar 2 is a fully electric powertrain vehicle, it obviously has fewer moving parts than a conventional powertrain like a gas vehicle. Like other EVs on the market, power and torque are instant, but where the Polestar 2 excel is in the balance between comfort and performance. And these are all reviews from the Polestar owners, so this is really good for Polestar as a company, having great reviews from customers. So how do they differentiate Tesla and Polestar? Tesla is rear motor, that's something to understand, so acceleration feels like a push. And unlike a Tesla jolt at the moment of acceleration, Polestar 2 front engine on the other hand, or all-wheel drive for dual motor variant, provides a driving experience that is more measured. Instant but smooth torque at acceleration and then kicking things up a notch when you floor the acceleration, pulling you along. So it gives you a completely different driving experience because Tesla vehicles typically have the motors in the back and the Polestar 2 has its motor in the front typically, but they do have rear motors as well if it's all-wheel drive. That's one of the main reasons why in the front trunk or the front boot of the Polestar 2 vehicle, there's limited space because underneath that there is a motor to drive the car. While in a Tesla vehicle, it's typically in the back of the vehicle, typically where your spare wheel is usually in a conventional gas car, just to give you an idea. When it comes to performance, when it comes to drivability and comfort, people love this car, the Polestar 2. Quite surprisingly for a lot of other EV companies, they didn't expect Polestar to compete in the space so quickly and so well. So it's a shock, it's a surprise for a lot of people. But they're going to be even more shocked when Polestar comes out with the Polestar 3 SUV and the Polestar 4 SUV Coupe. Polestar is originally a performance brand. They like to make fast cars that look great. So they're not just going to compete in the EV space, but they're going to help to dominate this space with style, performance, and safety in vehicles. But perhaps most important, in technology. But that's my video on Polestar. Why Polestar is here to stay. Why Polestar proves that electric vehicles are here to stay. Because for a brand like Polestar, who's only been selling vehicles for a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years. Let's see, they started in 2020 with low volumes. However, in 2021, they deliver up to 29,000 vehicles, and this year we're going for 50,000 vehicles. Next year, by the way, we're going for 100,000 to 120,000. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you in the next video.